How to charge up your bow. If you're thinking of taking up the bow in Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak, you're in the right spot. This channel has the most in-depth analysis of bow on the entire internet. And I'm glad you're here. Charging up your weapon and maintaining the highest charge level is one of the most important aspects of playing this weapon and makes the difference between doing 30 points of damage and 300 points of damage. And if you've already been playing the bow for a while now, I bet there are a few tricks in this video that will help you step up your game and make playing the bow a lot more enjoyable. So first, I'm going to detail the 4 primary ways to charge up your bow and point out some of the variations you can use with each one. After that, I'm going to go over which ones are the most useful and the situations where you might want to choose one method over the others. So let's get started with the simplest method of charging your bow. It's called hold to charge. This one seems really straightforward at first. Just hold down the right trigger. Each vibration you feel while you're holding down the right trigger means you've raised the charge level on your bow one more time, up to a maximum level of 4. You'll also see the bow change color and flash with each charge level. Notice the draw animation at the start of the charge up. During that animation, while you're drawing your bow, you can move around, but you can't evade. That doesn't seem like a big deal right now, since it's such a very short amount of time, but in the heat of battle, it makes you vulnerable. The good news is, there's a way to cancel that animation. You can do this by holding right trigger to begin charging, and then quickly tapping the left trigger while you're moving. If you hold left trigger instead of tapping it, you'll stay in reticle mode for aiming. Notice that this does not work from a standstill. You have to be pressing the left stick in some direction as well. Now, if you've been doing the reverse, holding left trigger then holding right trigger, that draw animation will come back again. So you'll probably want to break that habit because it's giving you a pretty large window of vulnerability, and with bow, every fraction of a second counts. The next method for charging your bow, also pretty simple, shoot to charge. Tap the right trigger to fire a shot and raise the charge level one time. If you tap again quickly, you'll raise it another level. You can do this 4 times to get your charge up to level 4. Tapping a 5th time will reset your charge back to level 1, which obviously you don't want to do. A couple more important points about this method. First, you don't have to shoot 4 times in a row. You can shoot anywhere from 1 to 4 times and then chain into a combo using power shot or dodgeball or charging sidestep. Each additional shot after the first, even if it's a power shot or a shot following a dodgeball, will raise your charge by 1 level. So it's okay to short circuit the right trigger tap shots whenever you need to, based on the timing you're working with. The second thing about shoot to charge method is you can use the draw animation cancel on this as well to fire the first shot instantly. So while pressing in a direction, hold right trigger, then hold left trigger, and release right trigger immediately after the left trigger. You'll get off that first shot a lot quicker, and you can continue to tap right trigger to achieve your desired charge level. The third method to charging your bow is one that you'll see most often in bow tutorials. This method is charging sidestep. Now, to the uninitiated, charging sidestep sounds pretty awesome. Each time you evade using it, your bow charge goes up 1 level. Pretty cool, right? You can do this several times in a row and max out your charge. I think most tutorials will tell you to do it once or twice, then go into a power shot combo. I'll give you my recommendations in just a minute or two. Just like the previous 2 methods, you get to decide how many times to use it before chaining into a combo or some other attack. Now for the final way to charge up your bow before we get into the analysis portion of this video. Yep, we're talking about Dodgeball again. This method of charging your bow is completely ignored by almost all tutorials on YouTube, and the ones that do mention it don't stress how valuable it really is during gameplay. Just to be clear, Dodgeball is the single most powerful way to charge up your bow. Dodgeball is a true counter. That means it gives you invulnerability while negating an incoming attack, it does melee damage, and it triggers additional bonuses to your weapon. In the case of bow, this counter gives you 2 charge levels instantly. So how do you use it? Pretty simple in theory, but it takes some practice to get the timing just right. Hold down left trigger to bring up your reticle, then press in a direction with the left stick, and press B to evade using Dodgeball. You can start a combo using this method, or you can continue a combo using this method. You can alternatively be charging up your bow while doing this too. Hold right trigger, cancel the draw animation by moving and holding left trigger, then time your dodge bolt to intercept an incoming attack. It can be a roar, a tremor, a breath attack, or any regular monster attack. This is not a situational move. The dodge bolt counter is the foundation of elite play with the bow. So now that you know 4 ways to charge your bow, which of these methods are the most useful? Number 1, without a doubt, is dodge bolt, since it allows you to be in motion constantly. You don't even need to maintain your charge level with power shot spam, since dodge bolt gets you back up so quickly and allows you to perform combos in a way that reduces your overall stamina consumption. That said, all these charging methods have a place in your arsenal. So when is the best time to use each method? Hold to charge is useful for Dragon Piercer wake-ups or when approaching the monster, either at the start of the quest or if it is moved to another area. Shoot to charge is best for beginning an attack on a downed, disabled, or otherwise passive monster. Use this to start a combo in this situation if you aren't already holding a charge, or if you've run out of stamina from a previous combo. Charging sidestep is the best option for people who like to use a more distant playstyle. For example, when using pierce or even rapid shot types. Dodgeball can work well here too, but charging sidestep gives you a lot more mobility and you don't have to time anything in order to raise the charge level. You can chain charging sidesteps together to raise your charge level faster, for example on an approach or closing distance or multiple backward evades. Now as for dodgeball, this is the best option for charging your bow when you're in the thick of it, when the monster's active and trying to mess you up, which is, quite frankly, most of the time. With this charging method, bow is no longer an evasive long-range type of weapon. It allows for a fast, close-up, counter-attack style of play. It lets you attack almost constantly and gives you a lot more staggers and trips and makes it so you don't really have to worry about what your charge level is. With successful timing, you're almost always going to have it at level 3 or higher. Now, the very last point I want to make about these methods for charging the bow is that you're not locked into using just one method to get up to charge level 4. You can mix and match. For example, you can do a single shot to charge and follow it up with a charging sidestep. Or you could hold the charge for one level, then use a dodge bolt, or even a shot to charge. There are a lot of possibilities here, which makes playing the bow flexible and engaging. Now, if you found this video useful, click the like button, click the subscribe button. There's a ton more videos on this channel that can make you the monster hunter that you've always dreamed of becoming.